Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey guys.
Yeah, but yeah, we are actually at Clark Atlanta University. I'm actually doing a social media talk. It's like my third time doing it, and it should be fun. And we're gonna do some good conversation topics regarding social media, how it can benefit your business, and just things surrounding social media marketing, small business, all of that good stuff. So hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys for the talk.
A company called Urban Eden. They have basically like natural health, beauty, skincare products.
Yeah,
natural care products, where their main product they started with is soap. I just have so much tremendous respect for them as entrepreneurs. I think they've done an incredible job building up their business from nothing and organically growing it to having like a huge following of people, and people just really interested in caring about them as individuals and about their business, and they're having a product that actually works in the marketplace and solves actual problems for people with their skin. And so, we love having Quinton come and basically share about digital marketing, like how to use social media, and how they just generally communicate with people online, and a little bit about just, I think, like your online store and stuff like that. So, there's like soap production on that side, and online and social media marketing on the side of the business. So I'm gonna hand it over to you, and then do you want me to pull stuff up?
Appreciate you guys for inviting me out again. I love the conversation. I love just everything that you guys were just talking about. I love business and everything. But like you said, I think we're talking about social media and stuff today. It's all about communication. Like you said, it's communication with your audience. That's, at the end of the day, that's what social media and like the technologies that we have today allow us to directly communicate with the audiences that we want to touch or whatever. So like how you guys were just talking about, I think you want to go out and ask questions. It's like now you could literally go use the technologies and go directly and ask the people, like how one of you said that you asked social media, you said you did that, but how we look at social media, is that probably maybe start, maybe how we look at it?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, how I look at social media is again, communicating with the audience directly. That's what social media and all the technologies have allowed us to do, to go direct. And you kind of don't need like a middleman anymore. You can touch the people nowadays, and I feel like that's a huge advantage. I don't know what everyone's business is, and if everybody's pretty much, are they direct to consumer? Yeah. So social media is definitely going to be a major thing for you. Does anybody have like anything like specifically? Maybe we can say.
I know you have like a philosophy.
Yeah.
So we may talk about like what's it like? How do you? Well, it doesn't be that deep, but you have a perspective and an intention like of how do you use the tool.
I'm really big on documenting. That's the philosophy. Document. Like instead of like trying to come up with ways to create content, I'm like, well, shoot. All of us are business owners. We operate in our businesses every day. Like we're doing so many things, so it's just like, let's just document that and tell that to the world. And through a volume amount of content, like just pure volume. Like, for example, like right now, I'm recording myself now, so I will upload this to YouTube maybe tomorrow or something like that. That's just something that happened in our day. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we did it from the beginning. Like, I could show back and show you like where we had our soap. We used to wrap our soap in tissue paper and write the name of the soap on the tissue paper and wrap it and send it to people. Until now, we have like labels and stuff like that. But people remember that whole thing. Like it wasn't. I'm gonna wait till it's perfect until I put it out or whatever. No, it wasn't none of that. It was just I'm gonna communicate with my audience and let them know transparently what's going on in my business, and they're gonna grow with me. So that's what it's been literally the whole time. It's just been a matter of just us communicating. Like, we used to operate out of our house. When we first started, we operated in our house, then we was in a garage.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, check out the YouTube.
Yeah, we was in a garage and everything. And then we recently got a brick and mortar in January. Yeah, like in the January. And when we announced it to our audience, like, they were genuinely happy, like, if it was them. Because we've been like, they've seen us from the beginning, like, be in our house and go through all of these certain problems, and because we let them know everything, like, even when we run out of product, I'm letting them know, like, we're out of product, you guys have to pre-order the product, I'll ship it out to you in 4 weeks. And they're cool with that. Like, but it's because we keep an open communication and we're just constantly documenting what's going on and just being completely transparent and authentic to what's going on. We're not trying to fake it till we make it. Or, a lot of people tell you those types of things I've seen, but that's not how I've experienced it. It's literally just like family. Just, hey, family, I'm in the living room, so this is what's going on. We have new products coming out this month. That's how I do that. I do that over email. Then we communicate with them over email, communicate with them social media, through our website, at events. So they're getting consistency all throughout, wherever we are. And yeah, that's kind of how we look at social media. I don't time anything or anything. It's just a matter
Storytelling.
Storytelling, yeah.
But are you consistent, with the type of pictures or the type of things that you information that you communicate? Is it consistent, or the things that you don't communicate, or you how do you determine what's the look and feel?
I say it's pretty consistent because it's raw. I like to say it's not like even our videos are not like purely edited. Like it's
but you don't I guess it's true. If you go on vacation, you take a picture of yourselves, but I feel like it's personal to an extent.
Yeah.
You are personal. People know you as personalities, but you're not.
Yeah, like I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to show this on social media, but you control it. So we control the narrative. And as far as what you were asking, as far as consistency, I think we are pretty consistent in how we deliver whatever we're trying to say. I never try to overthink posts. It's a matter of I listen to Gary Vee. He always talks about don't overthink your posts. Just what happened.
Well, I think though, for other people that have come through the court that I see, a lot of people don't generate as much content. I think partially because you're a two-person business, so I think it helps where you can focus on that. But what I see is where folks in there with their brand, they post pictures that to me are inconsistent with have nothing to do with their product. Although you kind of do that too, but that's it's part of your story, so it's different. And for them, I don't feel like they've put up enough content that I understand enough about their business. I understand why you're showing me this cabbage out of your garden, or this chicken in your yard.
I think that makes sense.
It feels out of context.
So they also said, their product is their business journey, and they have to sell soap. I think it's part of the issue. So if all they had are pictures of soap and stuff, then people after seeing.
So it'd be boring.
Those posts don't even get as much play as
honestly,
versus the human element what Quinton always talks
Whenever we
about.
just post about product, it doesn't really get as much engagement. You know what I'm saying? But whenever maybe I just posted about us bringing my coconut oil in yesterday, which was just I was trying to figure out what I'm gonna post.
And then we made a YouTube video about
I'm
it.
trying to post. I'm like, all right, well shoot, I'm just gonna post that we got our coconut oil in today, and it was a pain to bring in, and it was very heavy. And people are like, I can't wait for the soap to be made, and I'm like,
I just wanted to say, in reference to speaking on consistency, he posted it on there, then he posted it on the YouTube channel, and then we also do Instagram stories, so people see us throughout the day. So even today, the guy who works at the store next door to us, I was telling him, I was like, yeah, I won the Uno game, and he was like, yeah, I saw that on Instagram. I was like, you saw that? He was already well aware. He was like, I was watching you guys' stories.
You asked about how often.
I was saying, how often do you guys post? Is it real time, 3 times a day? Is there a limit, or just whenever you
honestly,
feel?
and then you can go and look at it. Honestly, I try to post daily. I try to make sure it's a daily thing.
Okay.
But if I don't post, I didn't post today actually, and I probably won't. And I'm not gonna kick myself. I'm not gonna beat on myself about it. But we try to be very consistent. We've been pretty consistent since we started. And if it's stories, we do stories every day. I like to look at Instagram stories as it's almost like your vlog, almost like your stories. Instagram stories is pretty popular. I'm really starting to get into YouTube a lot more. I really think YouTube builds a lot more context because it allows you to see everything. It really, I don't know. It really builds a lot of context, and that's what what I've learned is that people buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So if you can create content that allows people to like, know, and trust you, you know what I'm saying? Then if you do happen to come out with whatever you do, he said, if you do build an audience, I think with hers, if you do build an audience, it doesn't matter what you'll come out at least you have an audience that'll listen to you. So that's the biggest thing when it comes down to it's relationships. I know Jonathan, we built a relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's our relationships, You know, even now you can do that at scale through social or whatnot. Like, even if you're posting to Instagram or YouTube and you're only getting 10 views, that's 10 people that have taken the time out to watch what you have posted. And you gotta take time to build a relationship with those 10 people who decided to take their time to watch, you know what I'm saying, what it is that you're doing. Regardless if you're getting 15 views or 3 likes, you know, that's people that have taken the time out to pay attention to what you're doing. So you definitely want to, you know, give them your attention as well. You know, it's relationship. That's what I've really learned over time. Yeah.
Can you talk a little about advertising on social media?
Okay, so yeah, advertising on social media. So I like to use a saying that you gotta add fuel. Is a fuel to the fire. Add fuel to the fire. So I call the fire. Fire is like content. The content is fire, but the fuel is the ads. So that is what we do. We put money in ads behind the content that we post. So it could be, for example, I didn't do it yet, but it could be that regular post that you saw about the coconut oil. If what I do, I'll post something, and if it performs well organically, I'll put money behind it and boost it as an ad. Because the organic reach on certain platforms are coming down. Do any of you have a business Facebook page? Facebook business page? Do you have you noticed that you get no engagement on there? Because you have to pay. Like it's just no other way around. Like, you just have to pay for ads. Like, and that might be $5, $5 million, like whatever budget that you want to set. So we set a budget every month. I've heard different things from different people when it comes to paid ads. Like, I don't know, like 10 to 20% of your overall revenue per month that you could spend on that. That's what I've heard. I don't know if you've heard anything different.
I think it
Depends on the product. Depends on the product.
Category.
That I've like heard like talks, and I've heard people play with those numbers like that. So I try to set a budget. Like a marketing budget of what I'm going to spend on like ads or probably video, if I am going to invest into like video or anything like that. But I try to do a lot of my own type of content through our own camera, or be it through my phone. Like, it's a lot of times I just take my phone out and just record. I'm not really stuck on stuff being perfect. I think a lot of people get really stuck on stuff being perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I don't think anybody even wants their stuff to be perfect.
No, but I mean, I agree with you about you do just take pictures and do stuff on the fly, but there's like an aesthetic and a quality to your photos that is distinct from like ones that don't look good, right?
Really?
Like,
I guess
yeah.
I'm like my worst critic. Like, I never look at it like that. I don't know.
I mean, I'm trying to think who I can pull. I don't want to like pull up anything and like call stuff out, but like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely like watch people's feeds.
Yeah.
And be like, you know, like local entrepreneurs, people I know, and
True,
see them
true.
like, yeah, like people just post pictures of stuff that just the quality of the picture like doesn't look good. It's like not laid out right, or it's like there's simple things that you can learn about how to lay out a shot, or like what makes sense, where you can like drastically improve the quality of your photos without a lot of work.
And you were lucky you have a beautiful product as well.
Yeah, and that's shout out to like our graphic designer. That's one thing I'm not a graphic designer, so when it came to the labels, I found a graphic designer. Here you go. We told him our vision, and he did his thing, and that was probably the best investment ever.
So if you don't mind, I like last time where we went on to the back end and we looked at some of your like ad campaigns.
Yeah. We can definitely.
Shopify a little bit.
Yeah, we can do all of that.
If you want, I'll share with you. You want me to pull
Oh
stuff
yeah.
out?
I can. And if anyone has like any like specific questions,
Yeah.
So, to that point, you said you do have a graphic designer. Do you all like outsource any other content? Is all the photos coming from in-house, or do you guys use outside photography? Or?
Like Jonathan said, I think we have like kind of is it a luxury of having two people? Maybe could be a luxury. I see a lot of people that are a one-person team, which I know that's very hard. But she just controls Taryn is over product development. So the product you see, she creates the product. All the SKUs we have, she does all that. I'm not involved with that really pretty much at all. I'm literally just focusing on sales and marketing, and that's my job 24/7, and hers is product development. So I think that allows us to work on, you know, what we like and what we're good at.
So how do y'all make decisions?
That's a good question.
With you working in that, is it like you guys each have to approve that, or is it like I trust you to make this decision? Like, what's the process for that?
He says that we don't get involved in each other's like roles, but I think that we do work together. Like if I'm coming out with a product, like of course I'm talking to him like, well, I think that we should come out with this, like how do you think that this should look, and then if he's doing marketing, like I'm going over looking over whatever he's writing, any kind of post that he's putting out, and then of course we brainstorm because we're both involved in the business, so it's like different things that we might want for people to see, like even just with him, like even if he's like, if he has the camera, I'll be like, let's record this. Or he'll be like, well, let's record something. Or like, we need to make something. So I think that we both work collectively. I think it's just when we establish roles for each other, it's more so like, it's more set in stone. Like, well, okay, really you have the more say so in this role versus, you know, trying to trump each other out.
And then also too, like when I'm making a post about something, like of course, like since she's involved with product development, if it's something like if she's writing product descriptions, which is something that I have to do, like she is involved with that because she's like the expert when it comes to the product.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm making a post about specifically the product, she is involved with that because she knows that, you know. So are you guys familiar with the business manager of Facebook? This is where you run ads and stuff at. This is where we run ads, and this is what the back office looks like.